Wisconsin. Mike, you are on Free Talk Live with Ian, Michelle, and Mark.
Hey guys,
Mike, what's on your mind?
Back in October, I called in to tell you guys that a friend of mine had been arrested at a political debate for trying to film it. Basically, I was being questioned because they have a no videotaping policy, and somebody said that I had a video camera on me, and I was being questioned by the police to be removed from the room, and I refused. And then my buddy next to me that was also in possession of a camera turned it on to film the interaction with the police that were having with me. As soon as he did that, he was carried out of the room and arrested and charged with disorderly conduct and resisting an officer. We just had a court date today, and the district attorney's office said that they were dropping the case. So,
congratulations.
Yeah, and I called up the show the night it happened and got the word out through your show and on the internet, and I appreciate you guys letting us do this, and things worked out for the better. So.
Now, this was a situation where it was just the two of you. You both had cameras, and the event, which was purportedly a public event, was it on a? Did you say it was on a college campus?
Yeah, it was a congressional debate.
Right. A public event. You guys you figure, well, it's a public event. You don't have to ask any permission.
Big deal?
Just come in, start recording. No big deal. They freak out. Your friend. Were you both arrested, or was it just your friend? I'm sorry, I missed that point.
Just my friend. I was being questioned by the police, and my friend wanted to tape that interaction, and there was only two cops there. As soon as he pulled his camera out, they grabbed him, and they needed two people to pull him out of the room.
And the charge was it a disorderly conduct charge?
Yeah, disorderly conduct and resisting an officer.
So, wow, that's great that they both charges were dropped. I think that's fantastic news. Did they try to get you to take a plea bargain before that, though?
No. One thing he did do was the prosecutor said, I just would like you guys to agree to not do this in the future. And at that point, we were like, let's get out of this without any fines. This is a coercive agreement that she's trying to make us do. My friend just nodded his head or something, and we're planning on doing this in the future. We're also going to possibly look into taking action against the university for having a policy like this that's publicly funded. So we plan on doing some more with it.
That's a tricky thing, and I think that I go round and round on this point more than any other with people within my community, and that is, are contracts enforceable if they were agreed to under coercion? So you agreed that you would not in the future use your camera. Did you?
I didn't actually do any agreement with this guy, but my friend basically, in a roundabout way, said, okay, I'll work with the university and the police there to try to come up with an agreement that we can all do this civilly and without this kind of action in the future. And he basically signed off on it. But he wanted us to come out and say, yes, sir, we'll never try this again, which is not something we were going to do. But, and while he's saying that, he's got holding a $750 fine over my friend. If you agree to it, then I'll drop it, and it's kind of like,
So it's almost like a mini plea bargain. It was almost like a mini plea. I mean, he didn't plead guilty or anything like that, but he still kind of did what the guy wanted him to do in order for him to drop the charges. And yeah, they dropped the charges, which is great news. But at the same time, you don't get any justice for the fact that you were arrested, or not you, but your friend was arrested, had his however many hours it was stolen from him in the clutches of these police. He's not getting any sort of compensation for that, so you still lose even though you won.
Well, right. And I was also told I could not re-enter the building that evening by the police because I went to go check on my friend who was, taken into custody for a little bit. And so I was denied my right to observe this meeting.
Right, yeah. In a building that you paid for. Public universities are given federal funds, a great deal of them, and state funds in a lot of cases.
If the Constitution means anything, it should come through in a case like this. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But one of the problems, of course, with and we originally touched on this when you first called in. One of the problems was that it was just the two of you, And of course, if there are more activists involved, then there's more safety in numbers. The police are less likely to do anything as brash as to arrest somebody for videotaping a public event. If you have 5 people with cameras or 10 people, and 5 of them have cameras and that kind of thing. So the more activists you can get involved, the better. But the tricky part is you're not around a community of activists like that, I don't imagine, there in Wisconsin. Where are you at? Is it Madison?
No, La Crosse. It's right on the Minnesota border, about 2 hours west of Madison. But, I mean, you never know. I mean, there's other people there that wanted to film, and there's other people that I know, but they were just too intimidated. But since this has happened and we haven't been charged and have been dropped, I think it sets a good precedent in the future. And I said this on a local radio today, that, in the future we plan on doing this again. And
that's what you have to do. You've got to push the boundaries. I mean, if you aren't coming to New Hampshire immediately and you've got that activism bug and you want to get out there and do stuff, then you should do it. And
bring
get
friends with cameras.
Yeah, and bring as many people as you possibly can. In fact, you know what I'd recommend is head over to anybody that is interested in recording the police or recording the government. Head over to carlosmiller.com, which I guess is forwarding to his new website, Pixiq, PIXIQ.com. It's a little harder to say that on the radio. But there's actually video footage of Carlos Miller down in Miami, who is a photojournalist. And he is testing the limits of the federal government to see what they're going to do. He's just going on federal property with a video camera just to see what they do, and it's great. The conversations he's having with these cops, them trying to intimidate him into stopping, and him just basically refusing to follow their orders. He kind of bends a little bit here and there, but it's a very educational video to watch. I actually posted it recently at Free Keene. I thought it was so good. But if they come up to you and they say something to you in an attempt to intimidate you to get you to do what they want, and you do what they want, then they win. If you stand firm and you continue to record,
any kind of standing in the way of what, not just doing what they say, it confuses, befuddles, and strips them of this sort of authority that they've developed for themselves.
Mike, thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate hearing from you. Please keep us in the loop if more activism, interesting stuff develops out there. Hey, Totasac giveaway.